All right, guys. Hello, hello, hello. We are going to be creating a greeting card today. And the greeting card is going to be a letter to Martin Luther King Jr. So, what we're going to do is we're going to start off on canva.com. Then we are going to click the Create a Design button. From there, we want to look for the option, the greeting card option. If it's not here in these list of like the top 10 options, you are just going to type in greeting card, and greeting card is right there, so select. So this is our blank canvas, as you all know. By now you guys are really familiar with Canva and all of the options that it has for greeting card templates. So we're just going to find one that we think is best fitting for our project. So this one looks pretty nice. I'm going to go with that. First thing I want to do is come up here to the top where it says Untitled Design. We want to give our design a name. So we are going to name it Greeting Card to MLKJ. You can name it whatever you want. That is what I want to name mine. I'm going to press return and then it saves it as that. You can tell that it's saved because up here it says all changes saved. Greeting card to Martin Luther King Jr. All right. Next, I want to work on the word. So obviously I don't want it to say Dear Mrs. Doubleday. I have no idea who that is. So maybe I want it to say Dear Martin Luther King Jr. Perfect. And then it says thank you for being a great teacher. Instead of teacher, maybe I want it to say leader. And then we're just gonna delete this bottom part. If you see that all of the words are like connected together in this dotted line box, you can come up here to this button. It says ungroup, and that kind of separates all of them. And then I want to delete that bottom one, so I'll do that. Instead of having the letters look so boring, maybe I want to jazz it up a little bit. So I'm going to come over here on the left hand side and click text with the big T. I want to select the text that I actually want to change. If I want to change the font, I come up here. This is the current font that it's on, but maybe I want it to look something different. Maybe I like something a little bit more fun and playful at the top. I'm not really finding it. There's a lot, and we're only on the A's, so maybe if I just scroll, I can randomly find one. This one looks pretty cool. It's kind of small, so if I want to make it bigger, all I have to do is come up here to the number. It says 12.1. That's the font size. I can change it to maybe 21. It's still too small, maybe 32. And then I can move it up a little bit. So then it says Dear, comma, Martin Luther King Jr. And then maybe I want to change the word thank you. If I don't want to use one of the fonts over here on the left hand side, I just don't like anything, what I can do is I can select the outer part of the box if it would let me. Oh no, there we go. When you see the 4 arrows pop up, that means you're able to select the box instead of just the text, and then I can delete the box, hopefully. There we go. So I don't want to use that font, but maybe I see something more creative and fun in these selections. The way that I got here was if I wanted to click on something, this is what we looked at before. If I don't want that, I'm going to click anywhere on my canvas screen, and then it brings me back to all of these other fun options. So maybe I want to use this one. It doesn't necessarily have to say thank you. You can always double click it and change it to something else. But in this case, we do want it to say thank you. And then I'm going to downsize it so that it fits perfectly in the middle. Oh no, make sure I click the right thing. That it fits perfectly in the middle. And I'm going to select this text box, make it smaller, or move it down. I can also make it smaller. Right now it looks a little bit too bold. then I want to change that font to something different maybe. I can also go up here and change the color of the text if I want it to be something green and not stand out so much, maybe blue, maybe the red. Totally up to you. Any design choices. Right now I'm just looking and making my own decisions of what I want it to look like. So I'm clicking through. This blue actually looks pretty nice. It definitely has the blue in the other areas, and this red is also in the other areas as well on my page. So I think I'm going to stick with that. So it says, Dear Martin Luther King Jr., thank you for being a great leader. All right. So this is the front of my greeting card. I want to make a second page. Right down here it says add page, or you can click this plus button up here. This is also a shortcut to adding a new page. This page is blank. All right. So now we're going to maybe try to find a different design, or maybe we can add some things. Also, if you don't want this to be blank and you just want to copy this because you still like the background and border, you can duplicate the page, and all you have to do is delete the words that were there and then start something else. So maybe I want to do that just to keep it the same. I can go ahead and delete this page by clicking delete page. So before I move on, if you notice, once you add a second page, it'll ask you, or it'll tell you to name or title this page. We're going to title it Front of Greeting Card, to save it like that, and then page 2, Back of Greeting Card. All right. So now that I have this here, I don't think I want to keep these images. So I think I want to delete them, but I still want to keep the background with the lines and the color, the green color. So I'm just clicking and deleting. Click and delete on your keyboard. Click and delete. So next I want to copy and paste my letter that I wrote to Martin Luther King Jr. and I want to paste it on here. Sometimes it's easier to copy and paste if you have your letter already written in a Word document. That way you can make sure that it doesn't have any errors, anything grammatical that you need to change. It would show up on Word. It shows up on Canva too, but it's just easier to work with something that you know first. So if you have a Word document that you typed up already, go ahead and copy and paste. If not, you're going to go over here to this text selection again, and we are going to start a new body of text. So you can add a little body of text, add a subheading, or add a heading. So we're just going to add a little body of text, and it could start off to say, Dear Martin Luther King Jr. Okay. So this is where we would start. Let's move it up a little bit so that we have space for our letter. Also, if you are the one that is actually copy and pasting, I can show you how to copy and paste. So this is a design that I already did earlier. I'm just going to open it up, and I'm going to take the letter that I have here, and I'm going to select everything, Control Copy, and go back to my new screen. And I'm going to add another body of text and then just Control V to copy and paste. So, and then I can delete that. Definitely don't want it to span the width of my card. So now again, this is just us trying to figure out how we want our letters to look on the screen. If I wanted to do something similar to what I did before, I can go ahead and change the settings. So I clicked this. This is the alignment. I clicked it so that it would be left aligned. We can make this box smaller, expand it a little bit. It just depends on how you want it to look. This is us trying to design our greeting card and what we want it to look like. If I want to change the letters to white, I can go in and change it to white. Maybe I want the letters bold, or maybe I just want a different font overall. So I would come back here, Change the font. Maybe it needs to be something that's a little bit more legible or better looking. That looks good. I like that font. It's clear, straight to the point. Cool. Next, we're going to add images to our greeting card. If you go to the left-hand side, you can click Photos. These are a lot of reference images that are already on Canva. If you don't really see anything that you like here, you can type in up here. Maybe I want to type in Martin Luther King Jr. I can find some images. Maybe I like this picture right here. I'm going to click it and it pops up full screen. I'm going to adjust the picture the way I want it to look and maybe put it in the corner. Now I'm just, again, designing to see how I want it to fit on my page. Okay. If I do not want to use this image, I can always click it and delete it. Click delete on your keyboard. Maybe I want to find an image on Google. So if I do want to find an image on Google, what I'm going to do is come up here. Maybe I'll type in, I'm going to click images. That way I'm already on Google Images. Oh no, let's see, 13 minutes remaining. Okay, let's do this fast. Maybe I want to type in Martin Luther, I keep doing that, Luther King Jr. Let's see what pictures we can find. This is a really good one. So if I find the picture that I like, once I find the picture that I like, I'm going to right click, which I think on Chromebook you have to double click with 2 fingers. You want to click Save Image As. Make sure that your image is saved in your downloads folder and you click Save. All right, maybe I want to find another photo before I go back to Canva. Oh, this is a really good photo. Again, I'm going to right click with double click with your 2 fingers, Save As, Save in your downloads. And you can see down here that the photos are downloading. So let's try to find one more. Here's a great photo. Right click, Save As, Save in the downloads folder. Now that we go back to Canva, I'm going to exit out of this because it's kind of in the way. On the left hand side, I'm going to click Uploads. Then I'm going to click Upload Media. Click Device. And then go to your Downloads folder. If you can't see the images that you saved right here, what you can do is expand them. It might be a little bit harder to find the images that way. So I already know that the images that I just saved are up at the top. And I'm going to click all of these. You can hold down the Shift button and click as many as you want to upload. And then you'll see here on the left hand side that your images are uploading. Okay, so now I'm going to figure out what image I want to use first. And my battery is low. I'm going to click this one. And maybe I just want to align them all on this left hand side of my project. You definitely don't have to do it this way, but if you want to, it's totally up to you. And these are some images that I saved earlier. And then I'm just resizing it so that they're all aligned. Can I fit one more down there? Maybe I can, maybe I can't. Let's see. It will automatically crop the images for you, but if you don't want it to, you can always resize it yourself. Move it over. If I do want to crop it, I can squish it like that and then just move it over and it'll look like that. Okay. If I don't want it and I don't think it looks good, I can just delete it and then resize the pictures that I already have to make sure that it fits properly on my screen or on my canvas. So maybe I want it to be all aligned and flush together. And then I can go in and crop this a little bit. This is just me nitpicking. Definitely do what you think is best. Let's downsize that a little bit. Let's see how much time I have left. 7 minutes. Okay. So this looks good. I have my first page. I have my second page. And then it says sincerely, but I want to add one more thing. So this is just something that I personally thought was cool. I can add this right here, and I can go in and change the letters. So let's change the word open to Miss Cook. Well, you would put your name, not mine. And then let's change the 24/7. Oh, wait. Let's change the 24/7 if I can. Let's actually make these letters smaller so that it's all on the same. And then we're going to change the 24/7. You just have to try to double click the letters that are behind. And I'm just going to put the word love because I thought that was pretty cool. Then I'm going to downsize it so that it fits on my greeting card. And voila, we are done. This will meet the requirement for the 5 minutes. This will meet the requirement for the project. Now you just want to share it with me. You click share. If you type in the letter M, I should be the first person that comes up. So you're going to share it with me, and then you're also going to download it to your computer. So it'll start off as a PNG, that's totally fine, and it says all pages, which means you have 2 pages that you're saving to your computer. Click download, and that'll save. And then, as you guys all know, you are going to upload the image to Google Classroom, or you can text it to me, it's up to you. But here is the file. I'm going to double click and upload it. Here we have page 1. And then here we have page 2. And you can upload these images to Google Classroom straight from your computer. All right, thanks guys. Enjoy, have fun.